But yes, we're here for Obsidian Extra Lives. I'm joined by Cindy Tran, marketing coordinator, player sports specialist Chris here, and we're raising money for the International Rescue Committee to help children and families that are displaced during the Ukraine crisis. How long have you been playing Fall Guys?
I've been playing Fall Guys since they came out, and then I was like, hey boyfriend, let's play Fall Guys. He's like, no, it looks lame. And now he's addicted to Fall Guys. For our 5th anniversary of being together in a relationship, he wanted the Fall Guys plushie with the crown on it instead of like, oh, a nice gift. No, he wanted a plushie. That's okay, because I would want one too. But
Did you get the plushie?
I got him the plushie. I didn't want a plushie. I have too many.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm really distracted playing Fall Guys, even though I'm not that great. A little bit about myself. I play a lot of Pokemon. I also am bad at video games. As you can see, I'm doing my best right now with
Doing
Fall
great
Guys.
right now.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh no, the curse.
But anyway, in my private time, I watch a lot of anime. Other than that, I find myself just, chilling, enjoying, have fun. I'm still in school.
Okay.
Getting my master's degree right now. Not very exciting, but it's exciting for me.
Yeah, exactly. If it's exciting for you.
I'm gonna take a gamble right now.
Do it.
Yeah!
Oh! This was the warm-up round.
My first ever job was doing corporate stuff because it gave me a discount on my high school tuition.
Okay.
I worked pharmaceutical research company for 3 years, and then I worked for a financial firm for 1 year. And then after I needed to please, I just want to win.
You can do it.
I just want to win.
We are getting a crown today.
I just want to win. I'm going through the middle. It's not worth it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so pharmaceutical financials.
And then I got a job at an esports cafe.
Okay.
While I was pursuing my business degree because I didn't want to do medical anymore in college. And then here I am at Obsidian. Oh, I also did contract work when I was working for Elation, which was like the company that did like Crunchyroll, Verve, and other streaming services too.
And you were working a booth then, right, for conventions and stuff?
Yep.
Awesome. What did you do there?
Mostly just advertising.
You're doing good. This is great.
Mostly just showing off the booth and also going to conventions, having fun, meeting new people, and just having a good time and just getting more experience with more people in general. Because I wasn't a very social back in the day, but now I'm like social enough. Okay, I can qualify.
You can do this.
I can qualify.
So it's interesting, and I had looked this up. You had gone to a pharmacy/medical school for 3 years.
Yes.
And then, I mean, that's a pretty long time in, and then you're just like, I'm gonna change? What kind of sparked that change?
It was more of the working at where I did. I qualified! Yeah! Anyway, when I worked in the pharmacy, I realized that I don't feel very passionate about the type of work I was doing. It was more of like helping patients, and then I was like, oh, it's cool and all, but at the same time, I didn't feel like healthcare was the right field for me.
Okay.
So that's when I started experimenting with art and stuff. I'm like, wow, I do not want to be a graphic designer. But after working corporate for 4 years, I felt that business was more for me since I did a lot of like Excel work and also like some data analytics, searching for outstanding items for any shell, whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And now here I am making TikTok for a game development company.
You do make a lot of cool TikToks, and we're definitely gonna get to that.
Okay.
And then just speaking about like your relationship with games and Pokemon and things like that, what was your first memory playing a game?
My cousin, who was older than me by like 10-ish years, was like, hey, here's a Game Boy, and gave me a Game Boy for my birthday. I was like, ugh. And then I fell in love with it since it was my first handheld was a Game Boy SP, and I played Kingdom Hearts on it. I was also watching the Pokemon anime. I'm like, Mommy, I want to play Pokemon. So
Okay.
from there on, then I've been harassing my mom to buy me every copy of a Pokemon game ever. So.
Okay, this is something I've been wanting to ask. Because I'm an old person now. Like I'm
Not that
borderline.
old.
But anyways, I didn't grow up with the internet. The internet was a thing, and it developed as it wasn't just there. What was it like growing up with the internet?
I grew up in a really weird time because 1996 is when I was born, and that was like right in the middle between people learning about the internet existing and people who already was born while the internet was, existing. So it was very experimental in terms of YouTube came out in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah,
right?
and then people were growing and then I was just like, this is so weird. It's like you become so technologically efficient compared to people who are older than you, but at the same time, there are people who are younger than you that are better than you. You see people like babies holding iPads and they know how to access YouTube. I'm like, that's insane.
They're like whoosh, 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 boom. It's crazy watching kids interact with devices like that.
But I think that it's good that I feel like any like early 2000s or like late 90s kids will feel that they are a piece of history in a way because they experience enough of the old stuff, but also like they experience the new stuff. Even though we're all in like severe college student debt, I think it's still nice that like I still remember VCRs enough, but at the same time I know how to use an iPhone and iPad. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. You kind of got a little bit of the analog, like just at the end of it, and the digital. Yeah. A second or 2 seconds of like a crazy.
Go! Third place.
Yeah!
We did it.
That's what we're talking about. So we're talking about social media and things like that. What do you actually do as a marketing coordinator? Like, cause, you know, we know about like demographics and analytics and numbers and targets and things like that. But what's your day-to-day like?
At Obsidian, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Day-to-day, wake up, check email. Emails are cool. Set objectives for the day and maybe to the next day if possible, and then just get to work.
But what is the meat of the work though?
The meat of the work is mostly having my brain do the creative process in which it's weird because most people would be like very, they plan, they set up like a timeline, they do such like schedulings and such. But when it comes to making the type of content that I do, things change so fast, especially with trends and all. It's like something can be like not funny the next day. So a lot of the work I do is either very spontaneous or something that Shyla would like me to work on, which is like, yes, give me more work, give me more work, give me more work, give me more work, no!
So do you think your focus here more is making content to engage people with like the different products and things and the games?
I think so. I think that we're going in a direction with some of the marketing towards more of our community. Well, we've been doing that for the longest time, but I feel like it's strange. Through memes and through funny things, you can also connect with the community because it's like they want to laugh together, they want to enjoy the type of stuff that we do together.
Like to be in on the joke.
Yeah. I mean, at least I try. Because again, I'm not the audience, but I also want to see on what type of audiences that we can appeal towards. It's not just like what we currently have, but also new people too.
Okay.
Yeah. I made it.
So we talked about kind of what you do here in your day-to-day. And I think I know the answer to this.
Why?
What is the most, the part about your job you like or the most rewarding part?
Honestly, just as I said, the creative freedom is the most rewarding part because as much as I work on a project and either it does the content does either really well or okay, I'm always satisfied that the community receives it's well received with our community, and it's like growing my creative thing into something that's helping Obsidian, but also helping me learn in terms of like my professional development goals. So I'm like, oh, this is really cool. It's different, but it's really cool to work on at the same time.
So I guess then maybe one of the most difficult things is coming up with ideas for things?
Not necessarily ideas, but more like ideation, if that makes any sense. It's like I can have idea, but I kind of need a prompt of what to do, if that makes sense. It's like, hey, Cindy, make a brand new project, work on this brand new thing. I'm like, okay, what do I do? But if you're like, okay, I want you to make a pretty thing. I'm like, okay, maybe I can make something out of it. So it's more of like,
some more specifics or like targeted things. Because it is challenging, especially when you're doing creative things. Somebody's like, hey, in case of a graphic designer, hey, make me a logo. Okay, what do you want it to be? Oh, anything.
Yes, anything.
Anything can be, okay. And then you show up and you're like, well, here's a poop that I did. And I did Comic Sans with your business name. Here's anything.
Shyla would know what I did for when I was working on the Outerworlds tweets. I came up with 22-ish ideas and then dyed it down to 12 things that we can make, I can make concept art out of drafting it. But yeah, I come up with here's 50 things to choose from. Choose that one and then I will work on it for you. So, yeah.
What's your favorite Pokemon game?
Oof.
That's like asking to,
I will say there's multiple factors, but if I were to choose an overall, me being like cheesy, I guess, I think 3 is my favorite because it's my first one.
Okay.
And I just like the Pokemon in that game.
So is that Pearl or Sapphire?
That's a Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald.
Okay.
That generation
Gotcha.
is my favorite, bias-wise. But in terms of like, world, things to do, multiplayer, all that stuff, Gen 6, which is Unova. No, wait, Gen 5. Gen 5 was black, white, black 2, white 2.
How do you feel about, do you like running around in Arceus, how they handled that? Like,
Yes, actually, it was different, but a good different. Because when I was playing the GameCube games, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like that, but no, not at all. It was just more of like rolling, catching, and I was like, this is great.
yeah, kind of add a little more.
I love grindy games, and I just grinding like, hey, 25 research tasks. I'm like, you got it.
I'm gonna get all those done, and I'm gonna do my chemistry work.
I can do it forever. So, but yeah, I liked Arceus on the way they did it. The story was also pretty solid in terms of compared to other games, so I was satisfied with that game a lot.
That's awesome. One thing we like to ask people, and it's kind of a weird situation because there's this magical island that's deserted but it has full internet and power and any kind of food you want. If you're on our desert island, what are your 3 meals? What's the only game you're playing?
Yikes. Crab, because I love crab meat.
Nice. Just straight boiled. You're doing crab cakes. You're
Yep.
doing.
This probably isn't like a smart survival kind of idea.
Pure desert island.
Green leaf lettuce to make sure I get that chlorophyll in. Just crab and lettuce. The third one I was gonna say corn, but I could.
Corn. All right. How about a dessert? So you've got your crab in the morning, your lettuce for your chlorophyll. What are you eating for dessert?
Fruit. I know it has to be specific.
No, it doesn't. You can just say, I'm eating fruit. And then when you pick it, it's a silhouette of any kind of fruit, but you can't see it. You're just like, fruit.
Okay, yep. That's how it works. Because we're on an island, it would make sense to have a coconut, because I can both get coconut meat and also the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of vitamins.
And you were saying how I have to choose one game. If I were to be really smart about it, probably Final Fantasy. I've never, like the Final Fantasy online that everyone's playing right now.
Okay, 14?
Yeah, because I feel like you could probably grind years of your life into that game. And I would prefer a game that has like that element rather than something like, like Tetris.
Well, I mean, Tetris is kind of never ending.
Can you play Tetris until you die on an island?
I mean, it is a very popular game.
I mean, Tetris is a lot of fun.
Tetris is timeless. Like, it's really awesome.
I think Final Fantasy would be the safe choice, but personally for me, maybe Tetris.
Really, Tetris?
Yeah, I like Tetris.
That's cool. I love Tetris. Have you ever played Tetris Effect?
No, I played the Tetris for the DS, and then they had all those like items and stuff, and you would play against like friends or my cousins.
Yep, Tetris 99.
Yeah.
That was a really cool idea.
Good,
That was like when somebody did something you didn't expect with the idea of a battle royale, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna play Tetris against 99 people? What?
Sorry, no, it was Tetris DS. That's what it's called. But
sorry.
it's really good.
I failed you.
No, it's okay. There's a lot of Tetris. It's like Puyo Puyo Tetris, and then the new Tetris for the Switch, and then they got Tetris DS, and then they got a lot of Tetris.
So somebody was like, "Hey Cindy, how do I get into the industry or the job that you do? Like, what are some kind of things you could give somebody some pointers to help them get there?"
Sure. So a lot of like the misconceptions of people who are in college, like I was that you go to school and you get a job. And it's not that simple, because I feel that a lot of college students should focus on finding opportunities to work at the same time. Though I understand it's a lot, like in terms of workload. I feel like college should not be within 4 years. I feel like college students can do class and also work at the same time. Because I did a little bit of that while I was in business school. I was working at the esports cafe and in college at the same time. And by having that background in like doing these jobs, and you can work grocery clerk, you can work retail, that's completely fine, but you're still developing skills there that can help you for other positions too. It just helps to not just have education, but also to just have job experience as well.
100%.
So I feel that work in the positions where you can, that you're interested in doing, or not interested, that's completely fine too, and work towards what you're interested in doing by tailoring your resume towards the positions you want. I think that by having like, oh, this is all the stuff I did in school and all, but it's also important to show like, what are your passions? What do you like to do? What is something you would plan to do? To show other jobs that, hey, I like to work on this. can you please give me the opportunity to do so? And hopefully, by doing that, people have the opportunity to work where they want to work. But I know it's not as easy as it sounds, obviously.
No, it's not. But I think you made a really good point though about because people will be like, oh, well, I just work a retail job, but. That's really important because you're front-facing with people, you're dealing with them, you're helping them with things, and sometimes you deal with a lot of conflict too, right?
Yeah, because it's a lot of like, you're dealing with people and you want to be able to make, not only satisfy customers, but like, this is all the stuff that I've been working on, this is how I've been organizing inventory, and I think there's a system to it.
Absolutely.
In terms of like how people's brains work and function.
I mean, that's why I like to point out why we ask about what you've done before, because everybody has come from a completely different background that we've talked to so far. From Eric, when he was the ice cream guy, to you being...
the most arrogant resume that you've seen in your whole life.
I didn't say it
like
that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I just said it to you honestly. I was like, before I knew you, it just came off like it was like you were overly confident. And I was like, wow, this is... but now I know you, so it's not a big deal. I knew you were going to bring that up.
That resume is like, please hire me.
What about for people that graduated college, then watch Twitch for a bit? You probably still want to do things to get experience.
I think that not watching, just like watching Twitch, but if you're like watching it with friends on the Discord, hey, if you're on a Discord, can you mod it? That would be considered some experience, like some sort of.
Can you mod a channel?
Can you mod a channel? Can you make people do things like watch movies together, organize things? That's the like put events together. Those are some of the little things that even like a D&D campaign. Like, are you the host of a D&D campaign? That's like little things like that can still be put on your resume.
I mean, like, even streaming alone, right? Like, myself and Eric have been streaming for a long time, and we completely set up all the audio and video for these streams, and that's like a skill, and it's not something you think of that you could get like practical skills from streaming or being around like that culture. So that's going to do it for us today. Thank you again, Cindy, for joining us and talking to us about things you do, the hobbies, the stuff you're interested in, Pokemon, Among Us, and all the other things you do here at Obsidian, and helping raise money for the IRC.
Thanks for having me.
And being the meme queen. Meme lord or queen? Which one do you prefer?
Lord.
Lord?
Yes.
More power?
Yes, my lord. Yes, my meme lord. I'll give you some more content for you to make memes, my lord. I just like how funny it sounds.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks.
So thanks again, everyone, and have a great day.
Thanks for coming to the stream.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Goodbye.
Bye, my lord.